Man, we've been doing this like almost enough times to probably know what we're doing.
We kind of know we're doing it wrong at some points.
Oh, it's so bad.
I'm having fun. I don't know.
Alrighty, people, welcome aboard the Funny Boat Podcast. I am your host, Captain Boomies. Ahoy, hoy. With me is the broker with the beard, Mr. Ed Pickering. How are you doing, Cap?
I am doing fantastic. How about yourself, Captain?
You know, I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. I'm plotting a course and making way and all those good nautical terms that people take for granted when they're slogging through this winter.
Yes.
Oh, man. But I've got a couple of bright spots coming up, and that is there's a lot of boat shows on the horizon for me. And you know, I love boat shows.
Absolutely.
I love them. I love them.
I love them too.
It's a sickness. But I feel like you love them, though, because you make money.
Well, that is a nice side of it. Yes.
Sorry to put you on the spot like that. I love them because it's like a magical, wonderful experience. And now I'm being judgy towards you. But you have them.
I like the business side aspect of it,
Okay.
yes. But I also like it's kind of like, I don't know. It's also a little bit like Christmas, you know. You have the flags everywhere, and usually it's pretty blustery at least one day of the boat show. So they got those things whipping around, and they're different colors, and you know, I just love it. I like boats.
You're confirming something that I thought about brokers, and that is they are attracted to shiny, bright colors.
Like a mosquito to a flame.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair. How many enemies have I made so far with brokers? I can't believe. So on the last podcast, I did say that I pre-announced it, but it is official now. I'm actually on their website. I'm going to be at the DC Boat Show, and I hear you might be able to make it 1 or 2 days of that.
Yes. I should be there 2 of the 3 days.
Well,
That's the plan.
hot dog. So that is coming up on Cinco de Mayo. May 5th is the first day of it. Is that Cinco de Mayo? Yes, 5 May.
Yeah, usually.
Oh, that's
Most years.
embarrassing. That's real bad a lot. Ugh.
The correct answer is C.
Olay. I don't know. How do you say ahoy in Spanish? It's probably ahoy, right?
Probably ahoy, yeah.
It's funny because when I teach boating and sailing and things like that, and I try to explain nautical terminology, I usually explain it as, hey, these words are all sort of bastardizations of many languages, and then you get a bunch of illiterate pirates together, and they all have to talk to each other, and they're all from different places and different language backgrounds, and so they just kind of mush them together, and so steerboard becomes starboard, and baum becomes boom, and I actually think that one's not true. Somebody told me my etymology's wrong on that one,
Oh.
but I'm not giving it up just yet because it does.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you 100%.
You know, illiterate French pirates just telling us all how to live our lives. Yeah. And I'm okay with that because they make good booze. Cheers. But anyway, back to boat show talk. So it occurred to me as I was planning my boat show calendar that I'm not who a broker wants to see at a boat show. I mean, I'm never who a broker wants to see because I'm not in the boat buying mentality. I am in the boat running shenanigans, fun adventure, yell. That's more my vibe. I'm not exactly like
Right.
a I my checking account has crickets in it. Like I am not boat show material. And and weirdly though, I still love going to boat shows because I want to see what's new, what's exciting, what's cool, and I want discounts on my foul weather gear. That's it.
So
Yeah.
you you go on Sundays. The more they sell, the less they got to carry home. Yeah, no, so I think we've established I'm kind of different than the majority. Um, I enjoy the interaction, the networking. Um, I like talking to the tons of different people about tons of different boats, what they do like, what they don't like. With our brokerage, the brokerage firm that I work with, we do new and used boats, so we kind of get both sides of it, and it's a great lead generator for us for sure. But I'm kind of the same way. I want to see what's the competition bringing to the table? What do their boats look like? And you hear that when people are on the boat looking at, the Bavarias that we sell, and they're like, hey, we looked at this one and we looked at that one, and this is different. And why do you think that is? And I just like the interaction, and then it gets me curious. Well, I need to get on one of those. I want to see them.
So you're also into the creep factor, like I just want to molest it. I just want to see what's going on here. But I feel like boat shows are less and less oriented towards the molesters out there. This is This is getting weird. I'm sorry. Look, if you're a fellow molester out there.
Oh man,
we're totally gonna get deleted. This is bad. I should shut up right now. Let's change tactics. Let's call them aficionados. There we go. That's a lovely word, right?
That sounds much more.
That's a much
PC.
nicer word for what I'm talking about. So the folks that want to go to the wine tasting, like because they just want to try them all.
Right.
I think boat shows are great for that. But more and more, it's like, hey, I need you to give me all of your personal information so I can check your financials on whether or not you're allowed to be on this boat in the first place. And it's getting harder and harder to ogle when you go to boat shows. And I feel like I started my YouTube channel and my podcast because it got harder and I just need excuses to get on boats. And I figured like, oh, I'm a YouTube idiot. You should let me on so I can film your boat. Was a pretty good excuse. Turns out it's not that good of an excuse. There's a lot of YouTube idiots out there and they are way better than I am. I'm having more fun than they are. They look very serious when they show up, but actually, so at the Miami show, I was filming a very pretty boat, and I left my GoPro on the deck of that boat because I switched to my other camera. And now I'm just hoping somebody, some kind soul, decided to turn it into the broker.
So
it's in the wind right now.
Part of the inventory.
I am such a bad content creator, but boat shows are now becoming a content creator space.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
absolutely. That's that whole so in Annapolis, they have the whole YouTubers booth. Which we should be at. We should totally be there, right?
I'll let you know. Maybe we should just be the creepers on the other.
The fringe. We're on the fringe. But yeah, so that's been a big resurgence into the boating community, though. For a while there, that was a big concern that is there enough business out there as the boating community was getting older and older and aging out of boating would it be enough business to do this full time as a broker? And between being locked at home for 2 years with the pandemic and the YouTube, um, the YouTubing community with the sailing in particular, there's a lot of powerboat YouTubes out there as well, but that's been a big push to get um, a younger breed or a younger
I know what you're
group
trying
of
to
people
say. You're
into
trying to make
boat.
it sexy again, and boating stopped being sexy
Yeah,
for a little while. That's what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say. I'm allowed to be less
that is what I'm
PC than
trying
you
to
are.
say.
You have to be a
See,
broker still. I'm sorry.
I like your way
Yeah.
better.
No,
Yeah,
and
we're bringing sexy back.
bringing sexy back. I'm sorry, but that's what these YouTubers are doing. They're reminding you that it's fun, that it's sexy, that it's a cool thing to do to get out on the water. And I think that it's also a gold mine because you want to talk about niche, right? Niche. How am I supposed to say that? I'm not classy enough to know. So you want to talk about people who really have a community that is very interested in a particular thing. So like, I think the reason catamarans are so hot right now has everything to do with YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And it sucks because there's so few marinas that can actually accommodate a catamaran.
Yes.
Like your T head or nothing.
And not just that, just service. So now you're looking at a travel lift that can haul you
Yep.
out. That's wide enough, that has a wide enough well to get you in there.
Man.
Um,
Is anybody, I mean, I haven't really seen anybody being able to accommodate these boats in a new way. I don't know what the lag time is going to be on marinas and yards for updating their equipment, but I imagine it's going to be a slow process because that stuff is pricey.
yeah, and the travel lifts are made to last a long time. So when you put out a ton of money to get it, you just don't just hop right up and get another one because it's a little bit wider. So
Man, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I do like that it's happening. I like that.
yeah,
I remember 5, 6 years ago, I had yacht clubs asking me, hey, how do we attract younger members? How do we keep the life in our programs and activities? And they were panicking. They were like, the fact that they were talking to me says a lot. Like, I'm not allowed at yacht clubs usually. But the fact that they were talking to me is very telling. And then to have this surge, I can only attribute it to the YouTubists,
yeah.
YouTubers, tubulars.
YouTubers.
Tuber sounds weird to me. It sounds like a root
Yeah.
vegetable. Don't like it. I like tubist. It sounds more melodic. I don't know. Like they're
Right.
gonna play an instrument for me.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, it's way better.
Oompa music. Well, we'll go with that.
Well, in any case, so you and I are gearing up for just a handful of different boat shows that are in the Chesapeake area because that's where we're at. But I travel for boat shows big time, and I've already put the Rhode Island show on my list, and you know, I can't wait for. I don't think I'm gonna make the Fort Lauderdale show again this year. It's in October. I don't think I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's right on the heels of the Annapolis show.
It is hard to make that work unless somebody sponsors me, and if we get big enough as a podcast for that to happen. Hint, hint, hints, hints, hints. Sorry, we're grumbling in your ear right now. Please love us anyway, please. but I like going to boat shows because one, there's tons of new and interesting things that are happening in boating. So, all the really cool technology, the fact that they keep making smaller and smaller air conditioners is this weird science project that I love to watch happen.
Right.
So cool. There's 12-volt air conditioners now.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. That is, I know that's super nerdy, but I'm okay with that. And stabilizers. Oh my God. So for the longest time,
that's crazy.
Seakeeper. Seakeeper's the jam,
Yep.
right? Well, Seakeeper has got competition and a lot of it now. And I'm not really sure why. I don't understand patents or any of that kind of stuff. But what I do understand is that the direction of the gyroscope matters. So I was talking to the Seakeeper booth down in Miami, and they were like, oh yeah, so now we have this other thing where you just mount one in one direction and one in the other direction so that you can get pitch and yaw like, compensated for, which I thought was super cool. But come to find out, there's companies that have already anticipated this, and they have a single unit that can do both. And I didn't have time to understand the wizardry behind that. But I'm so excited that I know I'll see them at more boat shows coming up. I know I'm going to see those products actually on boats in boat shows soon. And all of that technology is going to be freaking cool. Like,
Yeah.
God, I'm obsessed. You know what I hate though? Taking,
Oh no.
yeah.
Brokers.
Look, that's old hat. We're like, we're past that. Like, don't worry about that anymore. You know what I hate is boat shows are a great place to try on all of your foul weather gear. However,
How? Yeah.
I have been trying on foul weather gear at every boat show for the last 2 years, and I cannot find anything that fits my ample hips, my very large backside, my rotund behind. I don't
Come on now.
Oh my God.
Don't get carried away.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, Ed, but you're a big fat broker liar. Anyway, I don't know what's happening with women's foul weather gear right now, but it's like they'll put the cinch point. It's not at the waist anymore. They're putting it down at the hips, and I'm like, that's not where I need this to cinch. I need that part to be a lot wider than it is. Why are you doing this to me? Instead, like, in order for me to make it fit over my hips, I have to have foul weather gear that's like basically a poncho. Like I dive into it, it's the size of a spinnaker, and then it fits my hips. So you could literally just launch me from the forestay. I will be your spinnaker. I am huge. I am flowy. Oh, it's awful, and I'm panicking because I don't know what to do anymore about foul weather gear. They don't cut them for pear-shaped women. I wish there was a more nautical term for pear-shaped. There's got to be one. That's got to be like, there's no boats that are pear-shaped, are there? That'd be a terrible boat. You know what? Spinnakers are a bit pear-shaped, though. Like, why aren't there spinnaker-shaped options? That seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, I would totally.
Little
I
at the
totally
top, big at the bottom. Here for your downwind pleasure. Yar.
It's so easy to market.
I know, right?
The packaging's tough, but you get a sail bag. It comes in a sail bag. What is this? It's my foul weather gear. Oh, wonderful. I thought it was a fender, maybe. I don't know.
Oh no! Oh man! Okay, but seriously.
We're having too
No,
much
we're
fun
having
with
way
that.
too much fun, which is why I'm gonna have to put the kibosh on this. But before I do, we are gonna be at the DC Boat Show. I'll put things on my website, CaptainBoomies.com. Broker with the Beard's also got a website, The Broker with the Beard. But did you know that Funny Boat Podcast also has a website?
Oh, please do tell.
Oh
What could the
my
address be?
goodness. Shoot, now I'm panicking. Is it Funny Boat Podcast or the Funny Boat?
Yes. I think you've got it geared up for all of it, but
They all redirect. Don't worry about it. Funnyboatpodcast.com or the funnyboatpodcast.com or I think I've even got funnyboatingpodcast.com.
oh, nice.
I went hog. I really meant it. And then the other piece of the puzzle is if you go to our website, there is a place to leave comments, and we do notice those.
Yes.
Bryant Gorel, you are my favorite human. Let's go sailing. He says only nice things about us. Whoever that other guy is. And I assume it's a guy. It might be a woman. Women can be vicious. I don't know. Let's fight about it. I'm totally ready for it. I've been training. No, I haven't. I've been drinking. Which is about the same.
Yeah, you know.
But also shout out to Clay because apparently he has listened to and re-listened to our podcast a whole bunch of times, which is why we've got 5-star reviews over on Apple Podcasts. You should go give us a 5-star review as well. I know this is a big sales pitch, and
I should probably give us a 5-star review.
yeah, get on that. What are you doing? Pump.
Well, it does help. It helps considerably.
Pump them. Pump the numbers. Yeah, no, 5-star reviews are great. Love those. And comments on the YouTube channel are also a joy and a half. And I don't know if I ever told you about my favorite comment on my YouTube channel.
Uh-oh.
I was going to wrap this up, but now we're going to talk about this.
Yeah, let's do it.
My absolute all-time favorite comment on my YouTube channel is about I gave a koozie to a young man whose wife found it, knew he was a fan of my podcast, and assumed we were having an affair.
No.
And she was pissed. And mind you, this is all in a YouTube comment. So I'm learning about this all while reading this YouTube comment.
Whole story. All laid out.
All laid out. So this fabulous koozie that I have,
Yes.
that I sprinkle around the planet. So if you come to a boat show, come find me. I will throw a koozie at you if you say, "Hey, I know Captain Boomies."
Yeah.
This lovely human who had my koozie and whose wife was convinced that because he had my koozie, even though I am sprinkling these everywhere, thought for sure that we were having an affair. We were meeting up in some snug little anchorage somewhere. And
Yeah.
oh yes, even though
In your spare
I
time.
literally don't even have a boat. So I would have been on the clock doing this, which makes it even weirder.
Right?
But fortunately, this guy has watched all of my stuff because he is an actual fan of mine, not just a koozie enthusiast. I like that, right? Not
That's
just a
pretty good.
koozie enthusiast.
Koozie
He
enthusiast.
has seen enough footage of my husband to know that my husband is a very attractive man. And,
He is.
not that he goes that way. Important to note.
Right.
This is all in the comments. I'm not making this up. I'm not inventing these details here. I'm just relishing in them. Like, these are all there. So my husband is a very attractive man, and clearly the sanctity of marriage is very important to all of us. And like, this is all in the comments. And I love it. And I'm
I've got
obsessed
the
with it, by the
funniest
way.
comment.
But the best part about it is, the absolute cream of it is, his wife finally, in her fury, called me a koozie floozy.
Ooh.
And I could not stop. I died so many times laughing at koozie floozy. Because,
I've got a new hashtag.
but like, I just wanted, I was like, forget it. I'm changing everything. I'm renaming myself. Like, screw Captain Moomies. I am now. Because I will, by the way. Like, I
Right.
will koozie you if you
Yes.
if you get within like 10 feet of me and say Captain
Right.
Moomies, I will koozie you.
Damn.
Because I am the koozie floozy.
Floozy floozy. Nice. I'm wondering I'm wondering what kind of comments
No,
I'm gonna
no.
get.
I'm gonna go comment. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be weird.
Disable comment.
So with that being said, I absolutely love all of my comments. That tickled the heck out of me. It's like, even the mean comments, I'm like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
But YouTube kind of deletes a lot of the mean comments before I get to them, which makes me
Oh,
makes
really?
me sad, honestly. People should be allowed to express themselves.
That's right. Anyway.
Oh well. Okay, now that we're down, let me kill this podcast.
We don't get to read all the mean comments.
Go ahead, leave us some mean comments. We'll talk about it. If you don't get deleted.
That's right.
Anyway, this has been the Funny Boat Podcast. Bon voyage, sailors.
Have a good one, all.
See ya. Oh man, I should have turned the heat off in here. I'm very pink.
I think it's the koozie floozy strikes again.